principals and buildings are the ones that are in charge of the discipline. So you don't go to the principal necessarily. You go to the assistant principal, and you let them know what's going on.
Okay.
And here's the other thing I would bring up to them. Each school has a handbook.
Yes.
Has a handbook full of rules.
With conduct, yes.
Now, I know at my school, Dr. Ely is the head. When I was over there, he was the assistant principal. And it was very simple. You break the rule, he goes to the handbook, here's what you get.
Okay.
It doesn't make any difference if your last name has $1 million price tag beside it or a $5 price tag behind it. If you broke the rule, here's the consequences. Very black and white.
Yeah.
Very black and white. And he's very good about that.
Okay.
He was very good about that. Now, other schools might not be the same, but that you just use their own stuff against them. In the handbook, it says if somebody's doing this, they will be disciplined in a manner, in this manner.
Now, what if they're breaking the rules and
they're not disciplining them for it?
Yes.
Go to the police. Go to Children's Services.
But what if it's something that's just say for instance they're doing things on a bus?
Sure. Well, buses have cameras. That's easy to prove. Then you just go ask for the camera. I think right now, I think it's pretty much every bus. That's the threat. The threat was there, yeah. But I think they're in buses now. So then you just go and say, well, hey, we want to see the video.
And what if nothing comes out of that at all?
Well, again, it goes back to what's
Right.
what the meat of the problem is. If the meat of a problem would be offensible as a crime, you go to the police.
Well, society.
And you don't get mad about it. You don't get upset. You just look. This is going on. It needs to stop here. And the worst thing with kids, and I'm the same way, and I'll just say it, parents, when you're dealing with somebody's kid, parents go bat crap crazy. And,
I know I would.
I have.
Good for you.
I have went bat crap get crazy, even with other teachers I taught with, because it's like, if you're not doing this right, and when it's my kid especially,
right.
Because what's right's right, what's wrong. And when something's obviously not being done right, you point it out. Some people don't like that, but guess what?
I feel like a lot of people are scared to say anything anymore, and that's bothersome because it takes a whole community to raise a child. It really does.
Okay, Hillary. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, no. But it does. I mean, come on.
But that's
in
where,
our communities, on a community level, everyone should be involved in that.
That's where the police get involved, and that's where, because the police aren't the bad guys all the time.
Well, they shouldn't be any of the time.
Well, but they, among a segment of our population, they are viewed as the bad guys, and you know that as well as I do.
I don't know about our community.
Some people.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. You got to remember, I used to be the mayor of Sabina.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'm
just like getting broken out of my little innocent shell, just living in my own world, like la-di-da, things are fine.
No, and that innocence is nice. That innocence.
I try to keep it there. I know that there's evil
that's
out
refreshing.
There,
that's refreshing. Well, it's like my daughter and I were having the same kind of conversation yesterday about how she's very, I don't meet a stranger. If I see you, I'll talk to you. I don't care who you are. Yeah, and I'll probably even try to sell you insurance because even though I don't know you, you need it also.
That's true.
But anyhow, my daughter's the other way. She doesn't want to talk to anybody. She wants to, she's like stranger danger and all that. I'm like, there's good people.
Yeah.
I said, and even though some of them might look scary, some of them are really good people, and you need to not be judgmental. You need to.
Well, you got to open up in order to make opportunities for yourself.
Right.
Networking is the key to life. It really is.
Yep.
Without those networks, you're just kind of kick the rocks and.
That's like today, if you're in Wilmington, a good place, not necessarily network, but a good charity for you to support. The homeless shelter.
Absolutely.
Is they're having a little soup fundraiser at noon today up at the municipal building in Wilmington. So if you're around, come up and get some soup.
Well, that's nice.
And by the way, you're welcome on the show anytime.
I know that. Of course.
So
I might bring my little hoodlums in here.
That'd be fun.
My hooligans.
That'd be fun. Well, what grade are they in?
One is in preschool, and the other one's not in school yet.
Oh, that's right. You got youngins.
Yeah.
You got youngins.
Yeah, they're babies.
Enjoy those times. Enjoy those times.
Trying. Our youngest decided to get a hold of a copy stamp because I have a copy stamper for the photography papers that I was using.
Yeah.
And he went around and decided to stamp on the walls, stamp on our countertop. You want to talk about a mom who lost it? We had just painted those walls.
Oh, was it able to wash off?
Not with a washcloth, not with cleaning stuff, but with magic eraser, all things are possible. Yeah. Oh, yeah, they're wonderful. Every parent should own a case of them.
Magic erasers?
Yeah. And I learned that in housekeeping, so thank you, housekeeping.
There you go. There you go. I'm trying to get up some basketball, just the results, so I can tell people, you know.
March Madness. I tell you what, it's driving me mad because I can't watch my news right when it's supposed to be on.
Why not?
Because of March Madness. They run over.
There's other stations.
No, I am dedicated.
What, CBS?
No.
That's
Well,
what it's on.
Sorry.
This is where I learned to defend my house.
I don't relate CBS to News Center 7. News Center 7 is an entity on its own.
Yeah. I don't know what that was. Had an ad play up. Yeah. Let's see here. So you can watch you can watch a lot of this stuff. Hey, there we go. There's what I'm looking for, the scores, who won, and all that yesterday.
You guys do the whole bracket thing?
Yeah, we had some out we've had them out. It's too late now.
Can you please explain to me what a bracket is?
Okay, well, here, I'm glad. You know what? Thank you. Thank you for asking that, because I have one right here.
All right.
All right, and so, like, Rhode Island beat Oklahoma.
Aw.
So Oklahoma's out. These are one and dones. If you lose,
Really?
you're out.
The first round.
All the rounds are.
Oh.
You lose, you go home. Your season is over.
Okay.
So Rhode Island beat Oklahoma 83-78. Tennessee's
always had an excellent basketball team.
Tennessee beat Wright State 73-47. Gonzaga beat University of North Carolina Greensboro. So see, I'm filling out the bracket right now of the winners, because what you do with the brackets, you pick all these games to begin with. A lot of times you have a pool, and like $5 or $10 or $1 or whatever. Then whoever gets the most games right and wins gets all the money.
Oh, nice.
Now, what we're doing here at WZAA, which I had about 10 or 12 people will get involved in this. I've got a little trophy we're going to give them.
Yay.
And I got a $10 MC's gift card.
Okay.
Plus, we got a little Modern Woodman goodie bag.
Aw.
So if anything,
Sounds like a good time.
and it's a free. It was free to enter, but now.
Right.
Todd Blocker, how you doing? Go UK. I got UK going so far. UK was lucky to win last night. Richard Miller, how you doing? I stayed up and watched that game. Kansas beat Penn. So
Yay, Kansas.
Kansas, yeah, you like it.
I love Kansas. That's my favorite.
She likes Kansas just because there are tornadoes out there. Jim Green, how you doing? Duke beat Iona. Duke. Let's see if I can find Duke here.
Right there.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. How are you doing?
One of the big upsets yesterday, Loyola Chicago, the 11 seed, beat the number 6 seed, Miami.
Miami had a rough day yesterday, didn't they?
Ohio, oh yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Ohio State beat South Dakota State, and we'll talk about that here in a few minutes too. Tim Ross, how are you doing? You picked South Dakota to beat Ohio State. Oh, geez.
No.
Seton Hall beat North Carolina State. Let's see if I can find where that one is. Seton Hall. There we go. We've already got Kansas on the wrong spot there. Kansas. And then Seton Hall. And let's see who's next here. Villanova, they're one of the number 1 seeds. Now, do you understand what the seeding is?
No.
Okay. The way they break this down, 1 plays 16, 2 plays 15. If you're the number 1 seed, you're considered by this panel of experts that draws this tournament bracket out the 4 best teams in the country.
Oh.
Okay. And the 16 seeds are usually the ones that are like, luckily to make it in. Sometimes they make it in via tournament wins because there's some automatic bids to this. Like if you win your conference tournament, you're automatically in it.
Oh.
Okay. Then the rest of them are at
They have
large.
to battle it
They're
out.
at large. So, like, Villanova beat the number 16 team, which they should, The higher seed should usually win. It's like Kentucky beat Davidson last night. But that was a close game, 78-73. Kentucky was the 5 seed, and Davidson was the 12 seed. Houston barely beat San Diego 67-65, and that was a number 6 seed beating a number 11 seed, but they only won by 2 points. So that was
That's devastating.
well, they won though. Yeah. Oh yeah. For the loser, it's devastating. Yeah. Texas Tech won, and they're number 3 seed. Let's see, and they beat Stephen F. Austin. You're not helping me here. I need your eyes.
What are you looking for?
Texas and Stephen F. Austin.
Texas.
Texas Tech. Yeah, Texas Tech. There it is right there. They beat Stephen F. Austin. Alabama beat Virginia, so that was a little bit of an upset. Virginia Tech. Alabama 86, Virginia Tech 83. And it's a little bit of an upset because Alabama, was the number 9 seed.
So Alabama will go to the next tier.
Yeah, and they got to play Villanova now. And see, all these teams that got beat, they're done now. Megan Starkey, how you doing, Megan? Megan's got a car for sale, by the way. If anybody wants a car, talk to Megan. Mary Brooks, how you doing, Mary? This looks like a helicopter crashed in Iraq. Breaking news: 7 aboard passed away. American Army helicopter. Michigan beat number 14, number 3. Beat Montana. So where's Michigan at on here? Michigan, right there. Michigan beat Montana. And then the big upset of the day. This was the big upset of the day, and you can see why. Number 13, Buffalo. So they're not one of the very good teams. Beat number 4, Arizona. Ooh. So that's the big upset of the day right there.
Apparently Arizona wasn't on their game. They were like, "Oh, you're number 13. We got you." Oops.
Let's see. And there should be a Florida right there. Florida, number 6 seed, beat St. Bonaventure. So the next round games, these will be played tomorrow because today, all these games that didn't get played will be played today to fill out the 32. So after today, we go half the teams are out after today.
Okay.
Because we go from 64 to 32 teams. And right now, tomorrow's matchup's going to have Kentucky against Buffalo. So, Kentucky will be the higher seed there. So, big thing about Kentucky, they're good. They're a 5 seed, but they're young. They're all freshmen. Loyola Chicago will go up against Tennessee. Ohio State, and that's going to be a good game going up against Gonzaga. Ohio State is 24-8 for the year. Gonzaga is 30-4.
Wow.
And Ohio State's a 5 seed. Gonzaga's a 4 seed. Houston will go up against Michigan, a 6 versus a 3. Villanova will go up against Alabama, a 1 versus a 9 seed. Florida will go up against Texas Tech. Now, that could be a good game because Florida is 20-12. Texas Tech is 24-9. Florida being a 6 seed, Texas Tech being a 3 seed. So not a big difference there. Abby Alford, Trisha Hampton, how you guys doing out there today? Kansas and Seton Hall will play against each other. Kansas being the 1, Seton Hall being the 8th seed. And Rhode Island will be up against Duke. So Rhode Island's a 7 seed, Duke's the 2 seed. And then the rest of the games will get kicked off again at noon today. So there's going to be another 16 basketball games today.
When does it end?
It doesn't end until April 2nd.
Oh, my goodness.
But you have to realize they only play Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So they play, tomorrow, Saturday, and then Sunday. This will be when they get done. We'll have 16 teams left. All right. And then next weekend, I think they just play, let's see, they do the same thing again. I think it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And that gets you down to the Final Four. So after next weekend, we're down to the Final Four.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Let's get back to news programming.
You can watch other news.
No, I can't.
Why not?
Because I've been watching News Center 7 since I was like 7.
You sound like my dad. My dad always watched news. And I tell you, I like to be a little more eclectic on my local news. I will switch around. It used to be when we had Cincinnati, Dayton, and Columbus, I'd watch Cincinnati 1.5 hour, Dayton another half hour.
See, I much prefer Dayton. I've never been a fan of Cincinnati, but I will watch Jamie Simpson on Fox 45.
Because he used to be on Channel 7.
Because I came adapt to his...
and hopefully he's doing okay. He got some trouble there. You know, that's why he ended up moving.
Yeah.
He had a little DUI
It's actually
or
kind
something.
of funny because he lashes back at WHIO.
Oh, does he?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah. He'll say something like don't get in on the basically the hype train like our other station or other local station.
Oh, really?
Dang,
Oh.
Jamie.
Okay. Well, you
Little
know.
hostility there.
That's understandable. Now, I tell you what, I've got Xavier. See, Xavier, down in Cincinnati, they are a number 1 seed.
Really?
So they're one of the top 4
Nice.
seeds in the country. And I've got them going all the way to the final game, but getting beat by Villanova. And UC, University of Cincinnati, is a number 2 seed. So they're in the top 8 in the country. Ashley Earhart, Dale Rothwell, how you guys doing out there? So Cincinnati and Xavier, that's big time because they could actually end up, if they both make it, they could actually play each other in the Final Four if they win enough games. Cincinnati has to play against Georgia State. We all talk about that, the matchups today. Virginia plays against UMBC, Creighton against Kansas State, Nevada against Texas, UC against Georgia State. And then we have Xavier against, I'm not sure who they're playing there. Because, see, this was a play-in game. They have these first 4 games. So those first 4 games, they play in to get one of these spots.
Oh.
Okay. So Xavier plays today. Missouri against Florida State. Texas A&M against Providence. And North Carolina against Lipscomb. And West Virginia, which I like West Virginia personally because that's Bob Huggins' team. He used to be the coach at Cincinnati.
Oh, I see.
And he's
See, you follow your
fun.
coaches, and I follow my meteorologists.
Yeah. Well, that's fine. No, well, I'm just saying
See,
there's
you're not
there's
so,
other
so
there's
different
other
from your
issues.
daddy.
But you know what? They also usually they try to stop and break at least for national news. I guess that's what they had, the national news on CBS last night, but they didn't have the local.
Yeah.
Yeah. Murray State, West Virginia plays Murray State. Wichita State plays Marshall. So there's lots of local teams: West Virginia, Xavier, Cincinnati, Ohio State, Kentucky. Arkansas plays Butler. Butler's Indianapolis. I mean, they're not, Purdue. Purdue's a real good team. Purdue's a 2 seed.
Where's Purdue at?
That's in the middle of Indiana.
Okay.
Yeah. Bloomington is IU. That's Indiana. South Bend's Notre Dame. Man, this is killing me. What's the name of Purdue City? I'll think about it here in a minute. But yeah, it's right. It's like north central Indiana.
Okay.
That's where it's at. The only reason I know, I had to drive through there going to Wisconsin for my
I've never
daughter.
been.
Yeah, my daughter did the drum and bugle corps last year, and we always went through there. And I should know it. I mean, I can think of every other Indiana school town. I can't think of that one right offhand. Help me out. You guys are listening. Where's Purdue at? What's the name of that town? I'm having a mind fart. Can't think of it. Let's see. Then we also have Clemson against New Mexico State. Auburn against Charleston. TCU will be playing Syracuse. I do know who won that playing game. Then Michigan State against Bucknell. So a lot of good basketball. And like I said, they call it March Madness because of the upsets, and they had 2 good upsets. Lafayette, thank you, Dave Hiles. Thank you. And actually I think it's West Lafayette is where Purdue is actually located. But yeah, Lafayette. Thank you. Much appreciated. Got to see Dave this week. That was fun. He was out eating wings at Wing Wednesday.
Wing Wednesday.
Yeah, so you need to come to that. Well, you got your little, but your little ones would like that too.
They don't.
They don't like wings?
They don't. They don't like meat. The only meat they like is what isn't meat. It's imitation meat. Hot dogs.
I like hot dogs
Bolognas.
too.
That's what they eat.
And you're proud to say that as a parent on here.
Absolutely.
Well, enough basketball stuff. I'm saying go Xavier. I'm saying go UC, obviously, because they're local. Go Ohio State, But like I said, I had Xavier going all the way, and then getting beat by Villanova. And Villanova and Xavier are big time rivals.
So it's. I was gonna say. So it's a rivalry.
Yeah, they're in the same conference. Xavier won the conference this year. It's the first time they'd won the conference in, I don't know, so many years, because Villanova always wins it. So I can see Villanova getting to the final game against Xavier and spoiling Xavier. Isn't that awful? But that's the way I picked it. Tom Hunt, how you doing, Tom? Tim Villers, how you guys doing? You mentioned something yesterday, and I would like to. I guess there's video of this, and and I mean, it sounds like you maybe know more than I do. So if you'd like to expound upon it, please do. What happened with this bridge in Florida?
Oh, the bridge, it collapsed.
Isn't that what you were talking about earlier?
It was in Miami, and it was a pedestrian bridge. It was just put up on March 8th. Like, it was open to the public on March 8th. And within how many days? Just a matter of days, it collapsed.
Yeah.
That's a bad time.
Well, I mean, I don't even think it was open yet, was it? They were just...
No, I think it was open on March 8th.
No, are you sure? I thought they were still...
I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure that I seen the date, March 8th.
I think maybe... I don't know. Because I was saying it wasn't supposed to open until later. Shag Trent, how you doing? Mike Worthington, Tom Hunt. Let's see, what would we put? Bridge collapse in Florida, right?
Just put Miami.
I guess there's video of it. Have you seen the video?
Of it collapsing?
Yeah.
No.
I guess that's what I wanted to kind of check out.
No, I feel like there was people on the bridge.
There was people on the bridge, and it
bridge.
smashed like 8 cars. It was, I think there's been 6 confirmed dead already.
That's so sad.
Yeah, and it's no longer, you're chilling at the Gator Nationals. All right. Brought the dragster down to display. Fantastic, Tom Hunt. So you're in Florida. Be careful. Seems like everything bad's happening in Florida right now.
Just
so be
avoid
careful.
Miami. My husband and I, we despise Miami.
I've never been.
Oh, my goodness.
It looks like it'd be fun.
No.
No?
The airport is chaotic. You have to be bilingual.
Oh, really?
Yes. If you're not bilingual, it's very difficult to get anywhere.
Really?
Yes. Especially if you're in a cab.
Didn't know that.
Yeah. So it was very frustrating, and we had a difficult time finding a store to go to in our location. We were in a hotel right by the airport, and there was just so many issues that day and the other days that we went there, because that's usually the main stop between, like, for cruises, and also if you're going to Jamaica.
Yeah. Oh.
Goodness.
Oh, goodness. That thing is really high, too, isn't it? Let's see if we can replay that again. That's a short video. Oh, looky there.
Hey, Rick, do you know if it was open to the public, the bridge that collapsed? Was it not? It
No,
wasn't?
I didn't think it was.
So what was the date of March 8th? What was that?
It may have been the completion date.
Oh, the completion date.
The pedestrian traffic.
Okay.
The deaths resulted in the people that were caught under the bridge. It collapsed on like 5 cars.
Yeah.
How you get 5 cars under that pedestrian?
Yeah, that's like terrible timing.
Oh yeah.
Let's see here. Was this?
Having any buffering problems?
No, not yet.
Brett was watching our live feed on YouTube, which you can't get on our webpage.
Yeah.
YouTube, he just Googled it.
Yeah.
He says it's crystal clear.
Yeah.
Oh, yay.
Facebook feed is buffering.
On here, it's not. But
Yeah.
If you want, we may end up. I can give you an Ethernet cable you can plug directly into your laptop.
That would be nice. Well, this
right now, I'm running it off. Right now, I'm running it off the iPad, but we could try that.
Well, if you want to see.
We just have to switch the video over. That's all.
This would give you probably a solid video.
Okay.
All right, guys, we're about to switch videos.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So hang in there a minute.
Yeah.
We'll see how this works. Wait a minute. I don't think I have that kind of plug.
You should, right on the back. Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Is it right on the side?
Yeah. Let's see. I've never used that kind of plug before.
Really?
I'm no longer I have not needed it. You're shaking your head like I'm an old man. Never used that kind of stuff before. I've never needed it. I've never needed. Sorry.
Landline.
Sorry.
Bring back the landline.
Oh, yeah, well, that's what it is, isn't it? Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like the landline. Yeah. I'm all techno. I'm all what's the word? Help me out. Chris Milby, how you doing?
What's happened?
What are you talking about, Dave Hiles? By what? You're talking Bill Mahane's language. I'm not sure what you're talking about there. So let's see what happens here now. We're going to attempt something here. I'm not sure how we can do this, but we'll see. We'll
Make sure
see.
you're connected.
I assume I am. Here we go. This is all new because we're at this new station here. Well, I just hit the live video and it's just spinning like it did earlier. Oh, there it goes. Went a little quicker this time. Where you just spin. Don't you hate that? Isn't that one of the most frustrating things in the world when you're waiting to do something
Actually,
and you just see it spin. No, wait a minute. Here we are. There we are right there. Okay. Now we're not on over here yet. Okay, listen up. If you're watching this right now on the Facebook Live, which we do appreciate, what we're going to do, I'm going to finish that video and start a new one. Okay? The only thing bad about that, I've already shared this 100 places.
Well, you can share this one 100 places.
Oh, yeah, but it's a pain in the butt. All right, well, listen. Here we go. I'm going to stop this video, and I'll start this one here in just a second. So,
I like my angle on this one better.
which one? This one over here?
Yeah.
Oh, you like that better?
It's all
I'm
about
like
the
confused.
angle.
I'm looking at both cameras
Yeah,
here. You
it's
know.
all about the angle.
So this is Friday, and let's see, March 16th. 16th. Part 2.
WZAA.
So there we go. All right. So I'm going to finish this one, but then I'm going to start this one immediately. So you guys are watching this right now. I'm going to lose you here, but pick me back up. I'll be right back on.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, I like my angle better on that one. Connector loud now. Oh, what is this?
I don't know. Let's just see.
Won't let you go live.
Crap. I guess I just want to hit connect up here, right?
Enter the information below into your software settings. Are you kidding me? Connect your live stream to the live API.
There we go. How about
There-
that?
yeah,
Let's just
yeah.
do that instead.
Forget
How's
all
that
that.
sound? We already had 408 views on that one.
Yay.
All right, let's see who comes back and joins us now. Now we're on live video part 2. I guess we're buffering on the last one. So, yeah, that looks pretty good there. That looks real good.
Neato.
All right. Makes me even look good. You look good. Makes me even look good.
Depends on the angle.
I about said us, huh? He was, huh? All right, now are we? I guess we're not worried about top of the hour breaks or anything like that either. Okay. Well, you let me know when you're ready. Do Jim Green's back, Mike Worthington, Todd Blocker, Aaron back, Roy Hubbard. Appreciate that. So, do you want to do that since we're a little late for it, or? Oh, you're fine. Yeah, just let us know when, and we'll shut up for a minute.
106.9 WZAA LP, Jeffersonville.
Are you awake now?
Yay.
Are you awake now?
Oh, I've been awake since 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock. You've
Yep.
been awake. Okay. And you're still late.
I'm always. That's
How
just
on
the way it
earth? I
goes.
get up at 5:30. I stop and eat breakfast, and you get
You
up at
even
5
had
o'clock.
breakfast?
Yes, I stop and have breakfast.
He was asking, Charlie, this is Brad, he was asking, who is he talking to? Because he's seeing you on YouTube, which are
Right.
our cameras,
Yeah.
and he says, well, who is he talking to? I said,
Facebook
yeah,
Live.
I said, there are
Yeah.
people on Facebook. Then he went to your Facebook page. He says, apparently we're friends. He didn't even know it.
Oh, really? There we go. Well, my Facebook's open to the public, so
Is that you that smells so good, Charlie?
probably.
I think it's right.
Don't smell bad.
No.
I put my stuff on every morning. I try to be somewhat civil, especially when you're in close quarters. It's like,
That's true.
don't you hate that when you got to be somebody and you can't get away from them for a while and they're like,
Not necessarily.
a little sketchy.
Depends on the company.
Well, okay. I'll just leave it there because I don't want to get any deeper into that. Okay, yeah. Well, now let's see. Okay, well, good. We're glad you guys are back with us, and we apologize that we had to do that little switch. But we're learning here. This is all learning curve. I've got a cord plugged into my computer now that should make everything a lot clearer. We hope. We
It
hope.
should. Like you're connected directly, right? Yeah. It is.
I know about enough to get me in trouble on this stuff. That's all I can tell you right now. Okay. I guess I didn't. No, I didn't. I never had to use it. So on my personal ignorant behalf there, I didn't even, I never had to use it before. So
Well, now you know. The more you
Yes.
know.
That's right. Inquiring minds want to know. All right, let's see what else we have here in Fayette County. Yeah, I'm not sure. Oh, I already hit it. Let's see. All right, we talked about that yesterday. Washington Courthouse did a really neat thing for the 17-minute deal, for the protest. Washington Courthouse, the city schools did instead of a walk out, a walk up.
And what's that?
And that's where they walked up to people. You go up if you see somebody sitting by themselves, invite them to sit with you at lunch. Walk up to and invite and be more inclusive of everybody. That was awesome. Also, I saw another school where each kid got 17. I'm sure the janitors didn't like this, but it's still a cool idea. 17 sticky notes. What it's called. Post-it notes, and they had to write nice things on 17 of them, and they went around the school and put them on their friends' lockers or just any locker they wanted to. So when the kids went back to their lockers, they had all these wonderful notes to meet them, and every locker had notes on it. And
See, I'm a firm believer in positivity. You
Yeah.
should share it. Just it's not that hard.
no,
Just
no.
a little thing at a time. It can change somebody's day completely.
Okay. Senator Portman honored with Farm Bureau Golden Plow Award.
Only in Ohio.
The Golden Plow. Would you want to read that? Would you want to tell everybody about that? Put you on the
Well,
spot here.
Looks like the American Farm Bureau Federation and Ohio Farm Bureau Thursday presented Senator Rob Portman with AFBF's Golden Plow Award. The Golden Plow is the highest honor the organization gives to sitting members of Congress. He apparently, Senior Portman is senior.
Senator Portman, yeah.
Is a champion for farmers, particularly on regulatory reform, and AFBF President Zippy Duvall. Who's Zippy Duvall?
Zippy, where do you see that at?
Zippy Duvall.
Zippy, yeah, Zippy Duvall, yeah. You never heard of Zippy?
No.
Yeah, he's the president of the American Farm Bureau Federation.
And what exactly is that?
A Zippy?
No.
That's his name. That's Zippy.
The Farm
I'd like to know how
Bureau.
he got that name. That's Mike. I wonder, Mike Childs, how are you? Zippy Duval. That'd be a fun name to have. What's your name? Zippy.
That is so unprofessional.
What?
I can't take that seriously.
Zippy? That might be his actual name. Now you'd feel bad.
No, I don't. When I named my child, I made sure that he could use it professionally.
Zippy.
Like,
Well, this guy's the president of the American Farm Bureau of the United
well,
States of America.
congratulations for getting through with that name.
Yeah. Zippy. Oh.
No, I'm just.
How you doing, Mike Giles? You doing good
I
today?
wouldn't think that would be a set professional name.
Wait a minute. Chip Ford has something here for you. Chippy here.
Oh, my.
Zippy and Chippy. There we go. Well, I go by Chaz sometimes, but some of my
Yeah,
closer
but
friends.
that's what.
Chazzy, you know, Chazzy.
But that's what people that know you. Like, this guy is just automatically assuming that everyone knows him.
Yeah, that's probably true. That's everybody
I wouldn't
calls
want to know.
us. Tim Viller says his parents doesn't like him very much.
Something's going
Chuck
on.
Cannett. There's my buddy Chuck. So warm.
He just got a golden plow
He got
award.
the golden.
and
Portman got the golden plow.
He was basically
award.
like, "Hey, I'm honored," and
Senator Portman has always been an advocate for Ohio farmers. Said
Yeah.
Fred Burkett. Fred Burkett III, president of the Ohio Farm Bureau, his leadership on issues.
which I appreciate that. I have family members. Well, my great-grandfather owned a farm outside of Dayton.
The Golden Plow Award recognizes members of Congress who exemplify agricultural leadership in support of Farm Bureau policies. Recipients are chosen for having a philosophy or record that demonstrates a commitment to sound agricultural policies supported by Farm Bureau, the private enterprise system, fiscal conservatism, and reduced federal regulation of business and individuals. There you go.
Good deal.
So congratulations. I guess that's better than the Golden Hoe. That's the only thing I keep thinking. Oh, no. Zippy is what you call a stray dog. Okay. I didn't
Is
know
it
that.
really?
I didn't know that. Did you know that?
See, this is going downhill with this name.
The things you learn every day on this station. Zippy is what you call a stray. I did not know that.
Mm-mm.
Michael R. DeWine, Mick, he says, zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. Nice, Mike. Nice, Mick. Nice, Mick. All right. Nick Fisher, how you doing? See, we got a lot of mileage out of Zippy, though.
Zippy.
I don't know. It's not that bad.
It's not bad, but I did not expect that.
Zippy. There's got to be a good reason for it. You know, I can only think of bad reasons, but, you know, that's the only thing. We're not doing any music today, so you're stuck with us the whole time, just so you know.
So sorry.
You know, just letting you know. Let's see. That's all right. We can talk. What's this say? Move over, baby boomers, millennials embrace family travel. Roy Hubbard, call my wife Lippy. Not Zippy or Chippy, but Lippy. Mike Worthington, when will the zombie walk be this year? We're working on that right now. I'll let you know. My in-laws had a boy called Zippy. He wasn't quite right.
Oh, wow.
Jeez.
You know, this is
He's not head of the Farm Bureau, is he, Mike Giles? Oh, jeez. The 88 million Americans. I plan on going. We didn't go anywhere last year. Well, I take that back. We went to Milwaukee a few times for my daughter and the Drum Bugle Corps, and I went to Virginia, but they're just like one-nighters, you know, here and there, bam. We will be probably going back to Gatlinburg, I assume, this year.
such a good place.
Yeah, I like it. It's laid back, you know. And
I live an hour from there, so I kind of
like seeing the Bears.
Anymore.
I kind of like seeing the Bears, you know.
Bears?
Yeah.
Have you seen any?
Oh my gosh, I about hit one. I'm coming down from Cades Cove one time, and you know how deer run out in front of you here?
Uh-huh.
I had a bear do the same thing, ran out in front of me, and it was,
Surprise.
oh my gosh, it scared me to death. 5 seconds earlier, I'm like, he's either eating human lunch or we're eating bear lunch, because I don't know who'd have got the best of us, because he was a big bear. He wasn't no little bear. He was a big, big bear.
Be careful when going through there, because on 75 there, as soon as you hit, what exit is that? You go through Jellicoe, And then
Oh, yep, Jellicoe Mountain.
it's right before you get to Kerrville. Kerryville. Kerrville.
Kerrville? Kerrville?
No, Kerrville. That's southern. I asked for directions one day while I'm there. Like, oh, you hit that Kerrville exit. And I'm like, Kerrville, I've never heard of this. I did. I lived there for 3 years.
Did you like it?
Yeah. Well, no, not Jellicoe. I was actually in La Follette. So it's right in...
La Follette?
No, La Follette. Jacksboro, Kerrville, right in that vicinity.
Let's try and make it sound good.
Actually, that ivy was a problem. It was killing the trees. It's a disease, a plant disease. And so they were... they put a lot of pesticides and stuff on it to try to kill it, but it's not going anywhere. So anyway, yeah, there's moose. That's what I was getting at.
Oh, there's moose?
They migrate.
Really?
Right over there.
Moose. Interesting. I didn't know that. Well, we're going to head over. We've done a little bit of Fayette County. Now we're going to head to Wilmington since we're in Wilmington today and hit some of the stories there. Pedestrian safety, a Wilmington priority. So, you want to do this one? Or you want me to do this one? Since you're munching on your gum.
I need my gum.
Safer routes for pedestrians took another step forward during the Wilmington City Council meeting on Thursday. I'm excited to see this come to flourish, said Street Committee Chair Tyler Williams before the first reading of the resolution adopting the downtown Wilmington pedestrian plan improvement. Taylor Stuckert first presented the project during the March 1st council meeting. Stuckert told council it got started in 2016 after doing comprehensive planning for the city. During his meetings, downtown walkability and pedestrian safety were heavily discussed. According to him, 46% of the roads in Wilmington were without sidewalks at the time. So you can understand why safety and walkability were important issues to the residents. He said he pointed out that there was a lot of investment downtown with renovations occurring, new residential living and businesses. It truly has been a renaissance these last 10 years in Wilmington. It was a strong interest from Main Street, Wilmington, the city of Wilmington, to study the issue of safety. The study took a look at aspects of lighting, sidewalk conditions, traffic speed, landscaping. They also looked at the pedestrian experience in the downtown area.
Oncoming traffic instead of having your car halfway out in the road.
There are several places like that, you know.
That's dangerous.
And it's tough. It's hard to get to everything. Oh, we just hit that one. The Nellie Moore Building. You know where the Nellie Moore Building is?
I don't.
That's the one that's right across the street from Wilmington Savings. Like there's Nellie Moore Wilmington Savings would be.
Oh, yes.
Here.
Yes. Okay.
Nellie Moore Building, Sunday school building, remain a downtown place of devotion as the people of the Macedonia Primitive Baptist Church make the move from the other end of Columbus Street to launch their new location. The church will host a dedication service Saturday night at 7. It's being held on Saturday largely so that people from other churches can come, said Pastor David Van Hoos. Prior to the service, the 160 North South Street building will be opened up at 6 for anybody who wants to see inside. They will find all the classrooms and the dining room are on the first floor, while the sanctuary is upstairs. Of the new facility, Van Hoos said, we're excited. We're looking forward to a great adventure. We want to help the community. We want to be a church that will stand out to let people know that there is a cause, there is a reason, and people are giving up. Our town is drug infested. People are giving up, and they have no hope. We want to build hope. He spoke about the name of the congregation. It's called Macedonia because they moved to town. It was located on Macedonia Road, south of Wilmington and west of Martinsville. When people hear the word primitive, they're like, oh, no, I think that kind of scares them, but it's not like that. It means original Baptist, he said. As examples, he said it's not the case that the women sit on one side and the men on the other. And yes, there are hymnals and they sing. Macedonia is affiliated with the Eastern District Association of Primitive Baptists, of which the many churches are located in Tennessee and Virginia. Their annual session will be held this year in Ohio, the first weekend in October, with the evening of worship scheduled to take place at the Nellie Moore Memorial Building in Wilmington. So that's pretty neat that they're moving there. And, that's one thing that's kind of interesting about churches. Next Tuesday on the show, just kind of give you guys a little update. We do have a guest coming on next Tuesday, and they are from the Church of the Latter-day Saints, the Mormons.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to be, and this is kind of funny how this happened. She was trying to recruit me to be a member of it, and I didn't. I get people calling me and ask me if they can be on the show.
Yeah.
So I said, yeah, you can be on the show. We're 7 to 10. She's like, what are you talking about? I said, well, isn't that what you want? I said, no, we just wanted to talk to you. I said, well, you can do that, but I'm pretty, I don't
You're
go to
busy.
church, but I'm a, I tend to believe more in a Christian faith,
Right.
And I don't know a lot about the Church of the Latter-day Saints, so we'll welcome them in Tuesday, and maybe we'll learn something and see.
You always have room for learning.
Right. Well, and other people may not know, because, yeah, exactly. See, Rick likes to, the marriage policies there.
That is old school.
And I tell you, when you think about seriously though, when you think of Mormonism, what do you think of? I mean, the first 2 or 3 thoughts that come to my mind, like Rick just said, the many wives part. But I think of Mitt Romney, because he's like one of the most famous. I think of the people that go walking around and knocking on the doors of young people.
I don't deal with that with Mormons. Now,
Well,
Jehovah's
you
Witness,
see
do.
them, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think Mormons
Yeah.
do too, though. I'm pretty sure Mormons do too. But
My-
also Mormons, they send their and see, I don't even know because they didn't even use the word Mormon. They just use the Church of Latter-day Saints. So, right now, these people will be out at the Jeffersonville studio Tuesday, but they will be talking. Elijah George, let's see, Mick DeWine, Norris Lake, he likes that. But they'll be talking just the church, how it works. Mark Klingler, you want to see bears, go outside New Vienna. We're not talking about your relatives, Mahanes. Mike Worthing just let you know that at Jeep Jam there will be 2 live bands, and one is Molly Hatchet and Moccasin Creek. You should come and see all the dirty Jeeps. Really?
I tried to go there.
You're
and
having
take
Molly
pictures.
Hatchet? Man, I go see Molly Hatchet. Molly Hatchet's the bomb. I love Molly Hatchet.
Yeah, I went there. I tried to get a hold of them last year to go take pictures.
Yeah.
And they're like, sorry, we already have a photographer. And I was like, no, you don't understand. I just wanted to be there to take pictures.
You could have went out there.
But even still, it was like, if I'm not going to be able to get the angle I want, then I'm just not going to go. That was the whole purpose.
Well, you're just part of the media. You get a press pass and go.
Well, that's the thing. They were like, we're already covered. And I was like, it wasn't like you could use it for your promotion, but I just wanted to go out there and get pictures. And they kind of brushed me off. So I was like, well, whatever.
There you go, Mike Worthington. Did you hear that? We got a complaint. You better check that out. Jody Blair. Hey, Jody. How are you doing? Mike McDewine. Let's see. What's it say? Don Schleister King. Ewer lives at Norris Lake. Their homestead's called Norris Hill. Bill Dickerson.
Norris Lake is beautiful.
Yeah. Oh, gosh, we ride the 10 seconds around knocking on doors. Latter-day Saints are the guys who ride the 10 speeds going around knocking on doors. Mike Worthington is Clinton County Fairgrounds. Really? So what we need to do there is WZAA needs to cover some of that for them this year. Mick DeWine, what does it mean it says pinned? Oh, I'll take that off there. Sorry about that. That means I hit the wrong button.
Yeah, it's scrolling through.
That's what happened. Sorry about that. Caitlin John, when you pin something, Mick, when you pin something, that just means it stays up there. Okay? Starts 7 p.m. August 18th. Mike Childs, Mormon missionaries give 2 years of life to share the message of the Book of Mormon. Yeah, that's right. And a lot of times they go, to different countries,
Yeah.
They go to different countries and do that. But then some of them just stay right here in the U.S. Or a Facebook feed on the computer for some reason doesn't like to scroll. So that's why you see me reaching over and just scrolling it up. Not sure why it does that, but it does that. So, well, Wilmington, let's see what else we have here in Wilmington news. Well, that's good, I would guess. Let's see. You always read these headlines, you think, well, you think that's good, but then it's like, oh, maybe it's not. Public record citations fell 22% in 17. Public records related citations across Ohio fell last year, but some officials still need to work harder to comply with the law, Republican state auditor said. I can understand a bookkeeping error, mistakes happen, but there's no justification for violating the clear law of public records. Oh, okay. U.S. issued 321 public records related citations against 267 public entities. That's down 22% from the 414 in 2016. But what he's talking about is certain things the government has to do has to be put out publicly. And usually, like in Sabina, like if we had a emergency meeting or something like that, we had to go post it like we'd post it at Yule's, the post office, Gaskins, so everybody would know, hey, you know, we're doing this, okay, just to stay in compliance with the law. Let's see, nearly 6 in 10 violations were against villages and townships, with the villages accounting for 29% of the citations and the townships another 27%. Another 7% were for police and fire and ambulance. But also, and schools are up to this too, because like school board meetings, they have to be mentioned publicly. And also, like if you're putting certain things out for bid, that has to be certain public. If you're applying, you know, if you have job openings, you have to do that. So that's what this is talking about there. I thought it was actually leading to another. I thought it was like talking about like arrest citations and stuff like that. Again, that's just Big Brother watching out
Man
for us.
provided beer to high schoolers.
Yeah, that was in Blanchester. Yeah, we hit that yesterday. Yeah, he got in some trouble over it, and it was bad. The parents at the house didn't even know they were drinking upstairs, and the police got wind of an anonymous tip. Somebody wanted to blast somebody. So they got their deal there. Bland Cemetery needs some TLC.
Oh my goodness, there was a news station.
I thought you were going to say there's dead people out there.
No,
there usually is at the cemetery.
There was a news station that covered this. Apparently, it's really bad.
Well, I guess they got, according to Bill Mahanes, they got what's that when people go in and tear stuff up? Some people went in and tore some stuff. Yeah, vandalism. Residents want to see the local cemetery in better condition. Issues at the IOOF, Independent Organization of Oddfellows Cemetery, include fire tracks and mounds of dirt around tombstones in addition to downed tree limbs. After several social media posts were made about these conditions, followed by TV coverage, who is actually responsible for the cemetery? And if they can't take care of it, maybe they do need to turn it over to a government, you know. Mike Worthington says, have a good day. Kevin Stanforth, Melissa Bruner, thanks for joining us. Bill Dickerson, did we figure out the wrestling coach's future? Yeah, the wrestling coach is fine, the head coach in Wilmington. Now, something happened with one of the volunteer assistants, and I'm not sure what that was. And he resigned. I think it was probably over the same matter. And, you know, to me, I was just on the front of it just seemed like a lot of lack of communication. That was my take on it.
I don't know much about it.
Yeah, I don't either.
And I like it that way because there's a lot of people in an uproar about things. And
oh, you like the uproar.
No.
You like getting right in there.
No, not at all.
Sure you do.
I am the complete opposite.
You like stirring it. You're just like Kim.
No.
You ever watch this on Tuesdays?
Yes. Oh, my goodness.
Are you glad that Rick takes it easy on you on Tuesday?
I tell you.
On Friday?
Like, no, I would not survive. I wouldn't. I wouldn't survive.
Sorry about that, Amanda. Sorry about that. Well, this is cool because I know this lady, and I know she does a great job. Clinton Massey Local School District has received an Auditor of State Award from the Auditor of State of Ohio State Auditor's Office after recently completing an in-depth review and audit of the school's financial records. Clinton Massey's Tracy Parker His excellent record keeping played a key role in the achievement. Superintendent Matt Baker said, for the 5th year in a row, the Clinton Massey Treasurer's Office has received the Auditor of State Award for a clean audit. Clinton Massey is proud of this accomplishment and the recognition by the state of our hardworking staff. I am excited once again to receive the Auditor of State Award for our clean audit, Parker stated. It goes without saying that this accomplishment would not be possible without a great staff and district support. The staff includes Administrative Assistant for Payroll, Natalie Gardner, Administrative Assistant for Accounts Payable and Receivable, Nikki Pollock, Central Office Administrator Assistant Cindy Vonderhaar also works closely with the Treasurer's staff. Parker was also recognized as the Southwest Regional Outstanding Treasurer of the Year at an awards ceremony held at the Ohio School Board Associations at the Warren County Career Center on March 13th. President Jeremy Lamb stated on behalf of the Board of Education and personally, I want to congratulate Mrs. Parker on receiving Treasurer of the Year. Tracy's commitment to excellence is second to none. The Auditor of State Award is presented to local government school districts upon completion of a financial audit where everything's clean. The entity must file timely financial reports. The audit does not contain any findings, recovery, material citations, material weaknesses, significant deficiencies, and there's lots of other things here that you have to go through just to be able to get that award. And I tell you what, that's a tough job.
Oh, yeah.
You know, keeping track of all the spending and money's in and money's out.
There's a lot there.
And, you know, I would not, personally,
Mine's on.
Mine is pot. Here, give me one of those others. It's going off on 0. Yeah. There we go. Yep. Now we're up. That one. The mic pootered out on us. But yeah, I would hate to have that kind of job.
Yeah, I'm not good with numbers.
And a lot of times these auditors, now not in her case because she works for a school, but like these village auditors and people that do that job for the city and the villages, especially the villages, it's a part-time job. They don't get paid a lot, and they're under the microscope. I mean, how many times have you heard in the news over the years, well, the village is missing money or something's happened, you know, where, you know, somebody's stealing from those positions.
Yeah.
You know, one thing when I was mayor, I never touched a dollar.
That's the best way to
never touch. We would everything we did, we just appropriated through council, and because I did not want to be responsible for anything like that. So, yeah, it was. It's not real good. One thing I want to remind everybody, this is kind of cool. Next, I guess that's next Thursday. Is that the 22nd? Next Thursday?
Not quite sure, but we'll say it is.
Yeah, Thursday, March 22nd. The college is doing its health fair. And I would strongly encourage people to go out and check it out. They're having a blood drive out there, March 22nd from 10 a.m. to 2, and that's in the Herman Court Auxiliary Gym. If you go there, you're going to get a mug if you can give blood. I believe there is good in the world, be the good. And it's a stoneware coffee mug, so anybody that donates, you can get that. But along with this, they're having a health fair in the main gym of Herman Court. They're having different people from all over the healthcare world of Clinton County come and have displays set up. They're going to be doing like free screenings and I think some discounted screenings on some items.
That'd be nice for the public to engage in that.
Yeah, and it's next Sunday or next Thursday, 10 to 2. Next Thursday, 10 to 2. And we'll see if we can find that article.
I remember that. He was driving a Challenger, wasn't he?
Man sent to prison after fleeing chase went through spine. Oh, we talked about this earlier this week. Yeah, Joey L. Woody. No, that's BoJ. Yeah, but both of them have the same type of thing. Yeah, we talked about that earlier this week. We had it on the Fayette County report. So it looks like we're about done with Wilmington stuff here. So let's move on. I tell you what, let's go over to we've been requested to cover some more Highland County, and we do. You know, when you're not at home or watching us on Facebook Live or YouTube, you can now go to highland.countyrocks.com and you can catch us there, as well as clinton.countyrocks or fayette.countyrocks. And if you can't remember your rocks, that's fine. Just go to WZAA and it'll tell you where to listen live at, okay? So, okay, here we go. Big crowds for safety forum. We're in Hillsborough now. Wow, look at that crowd. That's a big crowd. Look at that. Wow. Hillsborough Schools explains threats and how district is responding.
They had a situation not that long ago.
You want to do this one? Go ahead.
An estimated crowd of 250 people turned out Wednesday for a public safety forum offered by the Hillsborough City Schools, where Superintendent Tim Davis talked about threats the school district has received this year, how the district has responded to them, and what the prevention it is taking or exploring to make students as safe as possible when they are at school. Davis said that the district received reports of 4 threats in February. Really? 4 threats?
4 threats of what now?
Who knows? He said it was after the 4th threat when he had the chance to talk with about 100 parents and told them what was happening at the school and how the district was responding to threats, that he decided it would be good to hold a public safety forum that anyone interested could attend. To see the reaction on their faces, that they were happy to see what we were doing, and that's why we wanted to do this, Davis said. He said that through the process of responding to threats, the district has learned there are areas it needs to improve as far as student safety is concerned, and that the students and the staff need to be better trained on how to respond in the event of a threatening situation. Our school is safe, but I'm not going to sit up here and tell you that it can't happen, Davis said. We take every precaution, and your kids and their safety means everything to us. The first threat took place on February 6th when someone wrote on a bathroom stall saying that they had a gun and would kill. With the help of law enforcement, Davis said, we searched every locker in the building and didn't find anything, so that scared us, to be honest, thinking that the student could have a gun in their possession in the school. Davis said every student, 6 at a time, was pulled out of classrooms and the gym and checked with metal detectors. Wow. He said that a couple of pocket knives were found, but no guns. Well, that's about in term to be, right. In Ohio. I carry a knife. It's a hay-slip thing. We carry knives. My great-grandpa used to make knives, and sell them at the flea market. Old tradition. Anyway, once again, the school...
At least I don't have my gun here today.
Have you figured that thing out yet?
No.
Okay.
I haven't touched it since last
Friday.
Friday.
So it looks like they're taking precautions. They're doing the whole lockdown thing and, doing everything they're supposed to be doing. And it says, I can tell you we have not found guns in the building despite what you hear on Facebook, Davis said. I had one parent tell me you found 14 guns and did not tell anyone. We're going to tell you what we can, when the situation is safe. So any rumors you've heard, they're not accurate. So in response to the threats, David said the school gave a PowerPoint presentation to the middle school and high school students that addressed lockdown procedures and evacuations and educated students on responsible internet and social media use. That is a big one right there.
Yeah.
I really feel that there needs to be a course on proper etiquette online.
Yep. Yeah, and at least they're doing something over there.
Exactly.
About it,
Be
they're
proactive about it.
Well, most school, East Clinton had something for their students. They haven't had anything for the parents, but a couple of schools have had stuff where
it's great
parents
doing a
can
drill,
come in.
But let's do something a little bit more to enforce this idea, to
Right.
get it Mick
DeWine on here says, off to get my day started, Amanda. I wish you very best and hope you come back to guest or host on the Friday Morning Zoo. Carry on, he goes. Sheila Spicer joined us. Then Mick DeWine also says, carry often and never leave your cave without your club. That's his statement. Bill Spray joined. How you doing? Randy Bond, Greg Myers. Appreciate you guys joining us today. Angie Schiller wants to remind everybody, the mayor of Greenfield, that Tuesday, March 20th, is free ice cream
First
cone.
day of spring.
No, cream ice cream. Let me try again. Free ice cream cone day from Dairy Queen. Bub Schenkel, who's that dude? You know that guy? He's watching.
I don't know.
I will look on Messenger when the show's over, Mike Worthington. I will. Max Harris, Gib Yoho, thanks for joining us today. Mike Dwine, let's all get together soon and figure that thing out, Charlie and Amanda. Yeah, because he wants to do the concealed carry.
Yes.
And you're wanting to do that, right? Hey, you got to let us know the date, brother. I mean, you get your little situation there fixed, and you let us know a date, and we'll try. It sounds like we almost had a full class before you left last week. So Mick's going to come down and do a concealed carry class for us, I think. I don't know if he wants to be around me with a gun or not, but anyhow, that's the plan. That's the plan, and we're sticking to it. So, we'll see what happens there. Let's see. I'll just stop. They keep sending all this silly stuff up in front of me. Let's see what this is. This will be interesting. I'm not sure what they did over. We talked about what Fayette County and kind of what Wilmington did. Let's see what they did over in the Highland County area on this big walkout day. Let's see what they did. Well, some of these cats, I know them pretty well. I'm curious to see what they let them do. Let's see. Students across Highland County's 5 public schools Wednesday participated in some form or another of a walkout. The walkout started at 17 minutes. Everybody knows that. Let's see. Lynchburg Clay's Brett Justice was the only superintendent in the county that did not return calls seeking comment. Bright Local Ted Downing said administrators talked with students beforehand to see if they wanted to do anything, but no ideas were offered. Downing said 2 junior high girls left the building Wednesday, walked around it a couple of times, but came back inside and went back to class when they were asked. He said the girls would not face disciplinary action. There did not seem to be a major interest in the student body, Downing said. If kids wanted to do something and had come to us, we would work something out, but that didn't happen. Fairfield superintendent said 7 high school students walked outside at 10 a.m. He said the students observed 17 minutes silence and they would not be disciplined. He said the district did some educational activities in the classroom. See, that's the thing I thought was perfect.
That's where I interned.
Oh, Fairfield?
Yep.
Greenfield Superintendent Joe Will said the high school principal started talking with the students a couple weeks ago to see if they could come up with ideas about what to do Wednesday. He said it was decided to have a letter writing campaign, and that at 10 a.m. any student that wanted to was allowed to go to the high school gym, write a letter to answer to be skipping class and insubordinate if they did.
See, that's a challenge to a young kid, though.
Yeah, Davis said Wednesday night at school was still considering what to do with the students who walked out.
Required. So they didn't have an option.
Nah, you can't do that.
It's either they didn't have an option or they did have an option. That's what I've been seeing. Wow.
Steve Jenkins joined this morning. So Chicago made their students go out and do that. That just shows you the different thinking people in our country. I mean,
Yeah, it should be up to the kids if they want to do it, but at the same time, you got a lot of kids just walking out because they can. Yeah. Yeah, and that's the sick part about it.
Wilkin to meet Monday with DOJ officials on RFL grant. Highland County Commissioner Shane Wilkin will meet with the Department of Justice grant officials at 10 a.m. Monday to discuss the $844,000 federal award for crime fighting and rehabilitation of the Rocky Fork Lake region. A grant that was awarded in October 2016, but has been in limbo for nearly a year. Wilkins said earlier this month that DOJ officials have finally agreed to a meeting, but the exact time and date had not been established until this week when Wilkins received a phone call. Also attending the meeting will be County Commissioner Clerk Nicole Obrecht, who handles grants for the county. Wilkins said Obrecht would fly in Monday morning and out again later the same day. Wilkins will be in Washington longer for meetings connected with the Ohio Valley Regional Development Commission. Wilkins said Wednesday that after he gave DOJ officials the names of who would be attending from the county, they asked, "Is that it?" Wilkins said, "I told him that's the way we do it in rural Ohio. I don't have a big staff." Staffing and oversight issues have been among the concerns expressed by the Bureau of Justice and the grant wing of the DOJ. After months of local officials receiving little or no response, the BJA, the Bureau of Justice assistance about the grant snafu, federal officials finally responded to inquiries earlier this month. The Times-Gazette saying the holdup was due to concerns that key grant management responsibilities were being administered by a sub-recipient. The grantee did not have adequate internal controls in place to ensure funds were to be expended in accordance with the terms and conditions of the award. So in other words, they're finally going to get some work done maybe on this, and that's something to have a big grant sitting there waiting to use, and then you can't use it.
Yeah, that's a shame.
But Shane Wilkin, he's running for Cliff Rosenberger's seat also, as well as Beth Ellis and Todd May.
Oh.
Yeah, Todd May, who was our guest last week,
Yeah.
he is going to be running as an independent. So Beth Ellis and Shane Wilkin are battling it out for the Republican side. And I don't know if the Democrats have any side or not. I don't know if they have anybody running or not. I would assume that they do, but not 100% sure.
So what do you feel about this weather coming overnight?
But the ice tomorrow, I hate ice. I'd rather have 10 inches of snow than ice. But then the only thing about it, this is going to be one of those ice things. It's going to be messy.
It's going to be hit or miss, too.
Well, until about 10 o'clock, and 10:30, then it'll be gone.
And then we have another
It'll
one
be
on
gone.
Wednesday, I think.
Yeah, it'll be
right.
gone if it even shows up to begin with. Kimberly Smith, Howard, how you doing?
I'm just ready for
Dusty
thunderstorms.
Kessler, Steve Haynes, how you doing, Steve? Glad you guys joined us today. We are coming to you live from Wilmington, Ohio. Yes, it's still WZAA, but we have a little different background because we're in Wilmington, and we switched feeds earlier just because we are now plugged in. We have a plugged-in feed now, so that's nice.
Direct connection.
Yeah, direct. Did you say direct? Direct. That's a direct connection. Okay. Let's see what else we have here. Well, we've covered that. We've covered Highland County. We've covered some Clinton. We've covered some Fayette County. And we'll see. What time is it? It's about 8:53. Yeah, we haven't done this day in history yet. Well, I'm thinking, since we're not taking any breaks today, we can cover a lot more. So let's go to, I have to think of what it's called. What is Xenia's paper called? The Gazette. Okay. Xenia Daily Gazette, isn't it? Something like that?
There it is.
Yeah, Xenia Gazette. All right, there we go. So let's go over and we'll cover a little Greene County also this morning. And that'll bring us up to 9 o'clock. And then at 9 o'clock, we'll do the Today in History. What's
They're
that?
very active in Xenia.
Why is that?
Do you read those headlines?
No, I don't. Well, Xenia, you're talking a little bit bigger city there. Yeah, what startled you? Something startled you.
Let's scroll back down here
Okay.
from the beginning.
Okay, go ahead. Hit on one. Pick one out.
I don't know if I want to share that.
Well, you don't have to. Pick on one you think will be good.
Oh, okay.
People will be interested in.
Well.
Now she's going to get too picky. She's
I
going
am.
to look through all of them. It's like, I don't know about this. I don't know about this. Kevin Nichols, thanks for joining us today. Yep, watch out for the ice in the morning, folks. keep watching your tournament this weekend. Be a good weekend to watch the tournament. It sounds like Sunday, though, it's supposed to get up to 50. Yesterday was a beautiful day. I checked the weather today because I actually thought about driving my surfing hearse over here today. And I didn't, my surfing hearse. I got the surfboard on it. Riptide Rachel, I thought about getting her out today, but I got to get the heater fixed inside. Yeah, and I thought, Sunday, though. Sunday, it may be coming out. Sunday, it may be, there you go. We may do that Sunday.
That is not what I thought it was going to be.
Yep, and that's the problem, too, when you click on some of these. It's like.
When it says, what do you expect to see? It was about our Savior, Jesus Christ.
There you go. Well, Easter is coming up.
But I was not expecting that for that title.
I know you weren't, but I'm just saying Easter is coming up.
Oh, stop it. Stop it. Cancel. Oh, my goodness. Okay, Xenia Gazette, you need to fix your site.
Okay, let's just do.
News Journal, you hear me? Like.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. Let me just click on one.
Yeah, go for it.
We're trying.
With probable cause, murder case moves to county.
Let's do this one. Because this looks like it's positive.
Okay. See, that's what I was looking for, and I'm like, I'm not finding it.
Cedarville, baby. Cedarville, not too far away. Home of Cedarville University, which I didn't realize they're like Division II now, right? Wow, that means they're getting big down there, folks. Cedarville University will have close to 900 middle and high school students on campus Saturday, March 24th, as part of the 16th annual Cedar Mania. The students will converge on the campus from all regions of the country in order to experience high-energy activities and Christ-centered messages that will help them grow spiritually. The main sessions will be held in the Dixon Ministry Center with breakout sessions in the Stevens Student Center event rooms and the Stranahan Gymnasium. Inflatable activities and group games will occur in Dodden Fieldhouse. Since 2002, Cedarville University has hosted hundreds of high school and middle school youth groups with their leaders for Cedar Mania. About 300 college student volunteers will help with the event, which runs 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., and the theme, Fearless, this year. In our culture, we give up easily, especially when things are difficult. We give up on our faith, relationships, people, classes, and church simply because it's too hard and it takes work, said Lauren Kuhn, event manager. We want to promote living in a way that's fearless and courageous, because following Jesus is not easy. God asks us to do things that are difficult, but he gives us the wisdom and the strength to accomplish it. After an opening talk from Dr. Jeremy Kimball, interim director of the Center for Biblical Integration and assistant professor of theology, students will break into small groups with a college student later to discuss and unpack Kimball's message. Throughout the day, students will rotate between large group games, inflatables, and small groups discussion in subway lunch stations. Youth group leaders who are attending the events will have their own conference and breakout sessions. Youth leaders are on the front lines of ministry. It can be a difficult and thankless job at times, continued Kuhn. Our goal was to equip them to keep doing what they're doing because it has an eternal impact on the teens and themselves as well. So Cedarville usually is pretty classy on what they do, and they do a lot of special things.
And it's really nice over there.
You guys are still kicking out ever so often. Yeah, I noticed that too. It's funny because we are connected, but then it says, it'll pop up here and says that our wireless internet's not good, even though we're plugged in. I know, but that's the message it sends, isn't it?
Have you checked your settings? Let me see here.
I know.
See, off. Internet Nation connected. Wi-Fi is still on, so I'm going to turn this off.
You think that'll...
No.
Well, we plugged into this.
No.
So where do we connect into?
So
Well, earlier it wasn't even connected into Internet Nation. It was connected into the Netgear 41 earlier. So, what we don't want it to do that, though. So we want it to connect to what on here? Cindy and Ed? Cindy and Ed's on here. She turned the Wi-Fi off.
No, I didn't. It's still on because if we do that, we're going to lose people. But we are definitely not connected to Internet Nation. No.
It says we are.
We're connected on the Wi-Fi. Well, it says we're connected, but we're not.
I'm confused. It says
Internet Nation.
Trying to reconnect due to poor wireless connection.
Mm-hmm.
Turn off the Wi-Fi and then see what happens. Because we're trying to reconnect now, so we've already lost it.
I know. I didn't have any time to eat this morning. My stomach's yelling at me. I had a
That
granola.
sound like a freaking lion.
I had a granola bar on the way here. Apparently, that wasn't enough. It says we're
She's
connected.
trying to, but it says we're connected to Internet Nation still, even though she's turned the Wi-Fi off.
And there's no other options. Okay.
You might want to do it several times.
106.9 WZAA LP, Jeffersonville.
Do I not have this plugged in correctly?
No, there's no way to not plug that in correctly.
Well, here, you want to look over here? See, make sure.
No internet access for IPv6, but IPv4 is good.
For those of you listening on WZAA, we're just trying to fix our internet problems here. We'll be with you in a second. We'll be back. Again, watch out for the ice. We are under a winter weather advisory.
Yeah, I went there and it didn't have any of the options. Like it did, and then they disappeared as soon as I shut off the Wi-Fi.
Oh, no. You're not on Wi-Fi.
Not now, because I shut it off?
No, you are on Internet Nation.
Mm-hmm.
But you're on Internet Nation through the
Ethernet, okay.
because that's the box.
Good.
So we need to hook back up then to that.
To hook back up to Internet Nation.
Yeah, so we need to go back to Internet Nation.
Because ultimately what's happening is we're trying to stream we call multicast.
It says we're connected.
Which is one.
Yeah, but you got the Wi-Fi off.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing two separate casts. We're casting on YouTube to his. That box has the capability, if we were setting this up with Facebook and YouTube on our webpage, to send out one stream. So
I
we're
see.
using half the bandwidth. Right now
Okie
you're
dokie.
using twice the bandwidth.
Nice.
So we have to end that video because it just ended on us. So our video is off right now on the Facebook Live, so we have to restart it again. Haynes delivering the weather. Same thing we said, winter weather advisory, yeah. See, that does look like there's a hard line.
My husband gets to
there.
go to San Antonio in a few weeks for a business trip, and I'm pretty jealous. By the way, did you know that the dry line has pushed a little bit east this year because of the droughts out west?
No, I
and
didn't
so
know that.
severe storms this year are expected to hit Alabama and the Gulf and a little more eastern.
Tornadoes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Seen a lot of people talking about that. Right? But then again, I'm sad at that, so.
No, we are not back up on the Facebook. I tried to hit the go live, and it's not.
I mean, it says we're connected.
Yeah, but it's not working. Nothing's working. Let me maybe just close out and restart. We'll see if that helps. You guys on the radio, we apologize. We're trying to just get everything working here. Yeah, so we are live still on YouTube, and we're just trying to do like lots of things here.
Well, we're
We're
trying,
trying to fit all the
figure
fingers
it
in the
out.
glove, and we got about 3 of them in.
We're figuring it out.
The other 2 are coming that way, but see, that's what it's doing.
Mm. Oh, that'd be nice. Right.
Okay, well, I tell you what, I've got a bunch of people sending me messages, which isn't helping right now. So let's get all those off of there. Now let's see. Do we want to? It's not even. Yep, there's the option. We can try this one more time up here. You want me to unplug, or what you guys want me to do? Talk to me. No, I'm plugged it.
Just pull the tab. You got to push down.
TWC Dixon.
It's underneath. TW Dixon. Okay. There you go. Squeeze it.
Yeah, I'm trying to be gentle. I'll let you get out there because I don't want to break anything. It's not mine. Which I have the ability to do. I'll be the first one to admit that. Nope. We got Internet Nation connected. Netgear 41, Netgear guest, Cindy and Ed. I want to know who Cindy and Ed are. Why? Then we have Wi-Fi. It says Wi-Fi. Then it says WNJ 2.4. So we're figuring out which one. Maybe he's Cindy and Ed. Now GW Secure just come out. That's a new one. All right, guys, we're trying to get reconnected here. We'll see if we can get reconnected on the Facebook live video. Oh, accessing your camera. That was pretty quick that time.
Yeah.
All right.
Take 3.
Part 3. There we go. And we're back. There we go. We're back now. We're back on all forums. We got Facebook. We've got YouTube. We've got online, the County Rocks, and also we've got the radio going. So there we go.
I don't know what to do with that. I don't know anything about
Max Harris, Bill Spray. Sorry, guys, we're having a little technical difficulty. Again, we're new building. We're trying to figure it out. So you know what? We've made it past the 9 o'clock hour, and I'm tired of messing with these news sites that keep sending stupid widgets up every 2 seconds.
It's ridiculous.
I'm growling at it. It's that bad. It's that bad. Hey, Taz, how's Taz? There you go, guys. Need pinstriping, or if you need a really cool old panel truck, this guy's got his panel for sale. 30 grand, and actually that's probably a steal. This thing is cool. You didn't come out to my car show, did you?
Well, yeah, I did.
Were you there? Yeah, that's right. Duh, I'm thinking. No. It was a senior moment. No, you know what it is? This girl looks 100 different ways, and she looked completely different that night out there. It was her sister. Well, you remember Taz's truck? That's the one's for sale.
Oh, the purple
one. Yeah.
Really? Why are you have done all this work on it, and now you're trying to sell it? I feel like that's the most common thing to do, is just to put all this work into a vehicle, up the price, and say, hey, you want to buy this?
I'm not saying anything.
The game. I got you.
Well, and I'll be honest with you, if I owned it, which I don't know exactly what he's got in it, I'm sure if he's asking 30, he can get.
Oh yeah.
He's gonna make some money, but I think he could ask more personally.
Yeah, there's a lot of detailed work on that.
That thing's cool, yeah. That's one of those trucks, and Taz, I think, would admit it earlier also, that, that's one of those trucks where people are either going to love it or it's just going to be too much for them. Graham Schnadel, how you doing?
Time for a new ride.
Time for a new ride.
I feel that, yeah.
So these are our new digital displays.
Oh, yeah, tell everybody about that. Here, you know what? You
Yeah,
sit
we're
down
going
there.
to be doing
Go see the office.
throughout the multi-county area. We're going to be doing digital displays in waiting rooms, restrooms. No, not restrooms.
Restrooms.
Waiting rooms.
That's
Waiting rooms and restaurants and places all over the Clinton County, Fayette County, Greene County area. Anyway, these digital displays the primary focus of the display will be our video that we have done on Campus Nation over the 5 years that we've been doing it. So you'll be able to see on these screens games, whether they're football or whether it's swimming or whatever. But along with that, there'll be other information and sponsorships. And I have a sample of a screen that I have designed so that we can show potential sponsors or people that will host the digital display. This is actually a live display. It's on my phone, so I will show you. Let me gotta hold it.
There you go.
And you can see there's actually a basketball game. Well, it's actually the start of a basketball game, and they have the lights out because they introduced the players. But there's a basketball game which comes from the Campus Nation feed. There's the weather up in the one corner. We've got some streaming headlines from CNN, not our favorite place. But anyway, on the bottom you can see a ticker which can do breaking news from, for instance, the News Journal, whatever. Why is that going dark there? You can see we have logos. We've got a Twitter feed. We have a countdown clock. But anyway, that is the.
Did you create that?
I created it.
That's really nice visually.
These displays will be all over the area, and so you'll start seeing them pop up in restaurants and waiting rooms, at the doctor's office, that kind of thing. And I'll take it over and show the people on YouTube as well. Let me run over here real quick.
Yeah, that's really nice.
But anyway, for our, I've got to figure out, it's this camera because the red light is on. Anyway, our YouTube stream, you can see our digital display there, and that's got a red blinking light, meaning I didn't plug this one back in so that it was getting power. So let me do that. All right, we're back. But anyway, these displays, as I said, they will be all over. And there are two things that we'll be doing. The first thing is we're looking for businesses that want to have the displays in their business. And right now, I've talked to 3 or 4 businesses, and all 3 to 4 are interested in having the displays, primarily because the information that's going to be on them, particularly the video that we're going to be doing, is, Wilmington High School basketball or football or lacrosse. The other great thing about our displays are that the video that is playing is what we would call archived video that we've used. And in this particular video, it's Ohio Christian University. We did a Game of the Week broadcast for basketball. This is the ladies. We did ladies and men. But anyway, the other opportunity is that with these displays, we can go live. So if we're streaming live basketball from Wilmington High School, the screen then goes live with the live video, much as we're doing here on YouTube and Facebook Live. So it'll give us some additional ways to expand, and we will look at possibly putting like the morning show, that kind of thing. We can do that to the boards as well. The main thing we'll have to do is, if we're going to do the morning show in restaurants and things like that, we'll probably have to clean it up a bit. It gets a little risque occasionally.
Yeah.
Might not be for prime time as far as young people, especially
they're
on
supposed to be in school anyway.
especially on Tuesdays. Yeah, but if we're replaying it in a like Generations Pizza, then it might get to a situation where we'll have to be careful.
Have to have that checklist.
That's right. And of course, we have other programming on WZAA like the Razor's Edge, which is purely political. A lot of people may not want to hear that while they're eating. So sports everybody likes. And that we'll have some other programs. Speaking of other programs, for a lot of you out there in TV land, we are going to be doing a live sales show, which will, once we get things going with getting all our testing done here in the new studio in Wilmington, the live sales show will go from 10 o'clock in the morning till 1 o'clock. And we'll have merchants come in with their goodies that they can actually sell to you folks online, but anyone that has anything to sell, for instance, I know a lot of the people that are watching on Facebook Live and on our streams are coming from sites that are sales sites, Hillsboro's Rummage Sale and Wilmington's Rummage Sale, and so that will be starting here probably around April the 2nd when we actually are trying to shoot for physically being in the other studio. And as far as the sales show, like I said, we'll sell all kinds of things. I don't know if you people are familiar with where people buy pallets and they liquidate pallets. Well, it might be household items one time. It might be electronics. We'll probably have a little bit of everything in our show. But just since we are talking about that, I will give you an example of some of the stuff that we've got here. This, and it may be hard for you to tell, this is wood flooring. It is a high-quality wood flooring because it is extremely thick. It is thick. It's got the backing already on it. It locks into it. We have
it's a nice piece of wood.
Thousands of square feet of all kinds of wood flooring. A lot of it, the natural wood, is bamboo.
It's very pretty.
But we've also got, this is the bamboo, I think. There's a sample of that. We also have all kinds of fixtures as far as what you would find vanities in your that you'd want to put in your bathroom, vanity tops, all kinds of marble. That's just this is
actually really nice. That's one of those.
This is you take it out, Charlie, and show them. That is the and this goes with that vanity. But anyway,
it's very nice.
All kinds of vanities. And so what we'll be doing is we'll be producing some live video, recorded video, which we can play back. All right, Charlie, we get the picture. But anyway, the live show will give you the opportunity to buy all kinds of neat stuff, and it'll be at prices that you can't even imagine. Rock bottom prices, fresh off the boat from wherever it's fresh off the boat. I think these will come from all over Asia and Europe, and but there'll be all kinds of things. You can buy tablets, you can buy TVs. So that's coming in less than a month, and we will be. It'll be on whenever we're here, and I'm hoping that we can start doing a regular morning show around the 2nd of April from here. A lot of that will depend on logistically getting the bandwidth that we need in the other part of the building where we actually are going to house the new WZAA Campus Nation / everything else studios. So that's coming up. So Charlie, you can come back and. Well, that's the live camera. That's true. Are you getting a good shot? I don't know if Charlie's the greatest cameraman. Yeah, and the vanities that we're talking about here, Charlie, these vanities, they come with everything. So it's the vanity, it's the mirror, it's the hardware that goes in the sink, the stopper. These vanities will be a complete vanity as far as right, and there are some very nice vanities, and not just this one. Obviously, we've got dozens of vanities that you can actually choose from. So that's all coming in the near future on our sales show, and yet to be named. Maybe we'll call it. Let's see. You think we could get Vanna White in here?
You got her right there.
Well, that's true. Yeah, maybe she'll come back for that.
Are you going to supply my glittery dresses?
Yes, we'll get you your glittery dresses.
Okay, as long as there's glitter involved, I'm down.
You like glitter? Okay, well that's good.
Well, you know,
Charlie thinks that's funny.
he would.
All right, Charlie.
Glittery dresses, yes, I think that's fine. Oh, I don't need any glittery dresses. I'm good.
Charlie, you would look good in a glittery dress. Here, I'll give you your microphone back.
Leanne, the new studios in Wilmington.
Yep, Wilmingville, out here at the News Journal building off Nelson Avenue is where we're at in Wilmingville, Ohio. One thing I would ask that we don't have is maybe a little heat. It's cold in here. It's cold in here. I'm cold. Yeah, it's cold. Yeah, it is. Yeah, yesterday, it was like Mark Klingler was going to sleep yesterday.
75 is my comfortable zone. That's where I'm okay.
Well, if I put my coat back on, I'd probably be all right. Just my arms are cold. It probably is. Let's see. Well, let's get a little this day in history. How's that sound?
Okay.
All right. This day in history, March 16th, the U.S. Military Academy is established in 1802. So that's pretty neat. Founded by Congress, the purpose of educating and training young men in theory and practice of military science, located at West Point, New York. The U.S. Military Academy is awfully simply known as West Point. So that's pretty neat. It got started today in 1802. All right, let's see what else we have. The father of the Constitution is born. 1751. On this day in 1751, James Madison, drafter of the Constitution, recorder of the Constitutional Convention, author of the Federalist Papers, and fourth president of the United States, is born on a plantation in Virginia. Madison first distinguished himself as a student at the College of New Jersey, now Princeton University. And I'm going to tell you, if you ever visit like the Williamsburg area of Virginia, there are all these plantations that are out there. That there's many presidential plantations that are near Williamsburg, and I would highly recommend that you go check them out because they're really cool. Madison first distinguished himself as from Princeton, where he successfully completed a 4-year degree of study in 2 years, and in 1769 helped found the American Whig Society, the second literary and debate society at Princeton and the world to rival the previously established Cliosophic Society. I don't know about that, do you?
No.
Cliosophic Society probably is what it is. Madison returned to Virginia with intellectual accolades but poor health in 1771. By 1776, he was sufficiently recovered to serve for 3 years in the legislature of the new state of Virginia, where he came to know and admire Thomas Jefferson. In this capacity, he assisted with the drafting of the Virginia Declaration of Religious Freedom and the critical decision for Virginia to cede its western claims to the Continental Congress. Madison is best remembered for his critical role in the Constitutional Convention in 1787, where he presented the Virginia Plan to the assembled delegates in Philadelphia and oversaw the difficult process of negotiations and compromise that led to drafting the final Constitution. Pretty neat stuff. Pretty neat stuff. I love reading stuff about like that in history. Let's see, Mark Klingler. What's he say here? Sorry, just how exciting the show was, I guess. Oh, shut up, Mark Klingler. You are just, you are in food coma because he just ate a Cinnabon and we were drinking chocolate milk.
I seen you guys in the feed and you were just like.
Well, and then Joe bailed us out. Joe was there. Joe Holdren with the hunting and fishing stuff. Did you hear some of those turkey calls and stuff we were doing yesterday?
I don't need to hear any more turkey calls. My papa lives with a turkey call in his mouth.
Tracy Fields, the one, the only Tracy Fields. She was one of our pinup girls at the.
Yes, she was.
Yeah, yep, she's on there listening right now. Mark was he. And I was glad actually to see Mark get that way Because there's been mornings where I feel that way too, and I'm just like, okay. Anyhow, today's not one of those. I got some sleep last night.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, so you're awake.
Yeah, well, yesterday, it was nice yesterday. I mean, it was nap time yesterday. 1926, this is kind of interested for you science-type people out there. The first liquid-fueled rocket. That's hard to believe, 1926.
Yeah.
You would think it had been after that. That seems like it's a long time ago to me. The first man to give hope to dreams of space travel is American Robert H. Goddard, who successfully launches the world's first liquid fuel rocket at Auburn, Massachusetts on this date in 1926. The rocket traveled for 2.5 seconds at a speed of about 60 miles an hour, reaching an altitude of 41 feet. Let's see what else it says about that, because that kind of interests me a little bit. Let's see, 41 feet and landing 184 feet away. The rocket was 10 feet tall, constructed out of thin pipes, and was fueled by liquid oxygen and gasoline. The Chinese developed the first military rockets in the early 13th century using gunpowder and probably built firework rockets at an earlier date. Gunpowder-propelled military rockets appeared in Europe sometime in the 13th century. And in the 19th century, British engineers made several important advances in early rocket science. In 1903, an obscure Russian inventor named Konstantin E. Shklovsky published a treatise on the theoretical problems of using rocket engines in space. But it was not until Robert Goddard's work in the 1920s that anyone began to build the modern liquid fuel type of rocket that by the early 1960s would be launching humans into space. The guy that did this, Robert H. Goddard.
The German?
Or you mean the Russian?
Russian, sorry.
Konstantin E. Shklovsky or something like that.
You did. I would have butchered it.
He might have. I'm sure he did. Yeah, we'll just say he did, because I'm not going to say it again. It was a mouthful getting it out the first time. It was like, and I'm sure I didn't do very well with it. But, hey, it is what it is, you know. Yeah, he's not around to know, that's for sure. I remember this. Terry Anderson. You remember? You're too young to remember Terry Anderson.
I wasn't even born that year.
Yeah. Terry Anderson kidnapped. In Beirut, Lebanon, Islamic militants kidnap American journalist Terry Anderson and take him to the southern suburbs of the war-torn city, where other Western hostages are being held in scattered dungeons under ruined buildings. Before his abduction, Anderson covered the Lebanese Civil War for the AP and also served as the AP's Beirut bureau chief. On December 4th, 1991, Hezbollah captors finally released him after 2,455 days. He was the last and longest held American hostage in Lebanon. So 2,400 days, you're looking 2.5 years, something like that. No, more than that.
Yeah, it's
more
longer than that.
More than that. That's like
because 3 years is basically,
1,000 days.
Yeah. So that's like 7 years.
Yeah, 7 years. Wow.
8 years even.
Yeah.
Daggone.
1993, Anderson published A Den of Lions, a memoir of his time in captivity. In 2002, he won a lawsuit against the Iranian government and was granted a multi-million-dollar settlement. The next year, Anderson ran for the Ohio Senate as a Democrat, but was defeated. I didn't remember that part, but interesting. Okay, let's see what else we have here on this day in history. Reagan orders troops into Honduras in 1988. I'm not sure why that. I guess it's a crime story. It kind of looks interesting, doesn't it? In 1881, a virtuous woman turns murderess, and this is a crime story, by the way. Francisco Chico Forster is shot to death on downtown Los Angeles Street by his jilted lover, 18-year-old Lestania Abarta. The 40-year-old Forster was the son of a wealthy Los Angeles land developer and considered one of the city's most eligible bachelors. Despite his reputation for womanizing and poorly treating women, Alberta worked in her parents' pool hall where she sang, played the guitar, and met frequent customer Forster. On March 14th, she was invited to perform at a party given by Pio Pico, California's last Mexican governor. The former politician had just lost a sizable tract of land near San Diego to Chico Forster's father. During a song, Alberta changed the lyrics to mock Pico and then ran off with Forster to the Moiso Mansion Hotel. Ooh la la. Apparently, the couple made love after the Forster promised to marry Alberta, but when Forster disappeared and didn't return with a ring or priest to perform the ceremony, Alberta and her sister Hortensia started to comb the city in search of him. They finally found him at a racetrack gambling and dragged him to their carriage for a trip to the church. The Forester got out of the cab on the way. The women closely followed behind until Alberta suddenly pulled out a gun and shot him through the eye.
Dang.
Outraged by his son's untimely death, Forster's father hired a special prosecutor to make sure that Alberta was properly punished. Alberta's lawyers tried a novel defense. They ran with America's 1880s obsession with female hysteria.
Oh, man.
Female hysteria. Medical theories of the time that women could be driven crazy because of their reproductive system.
Otherwise known as PMS.
Their first step was to introduce in evidence the blood-stained sheets from the hotel where Alberta lost her lost her way with the world to Forster. In other words, that was her first time. The lawyers then trotted out no less than several medical experts who expounded their hysteria theories. They resulted that Alberta was clearly displaying classic hysterical symptoms caused because her brain was undoubtedly congested with blood when she killed Forster. However, the most important testimony, I'm not making this up.
I find this humorous on so many levels
However, the most important testimony came from Dr. Joseph Kurtz, who received applause from the spectators in the courtroom when he stated that any virtuous woman, when deprived of her virtue, would go mad undoubtedly. The jury of all men, of course, took just 20 minutes to acquit Alberta, who left town and disappeared out of sight.
Okay, so this guy does this, and she goes,
She
crazy
goes
because
backtrack
of that
crazy,
guy.
Yep.
But then, men back in the day were like, you know what? It's just because your little female mind is just all messed up.
Hey,
and
she
I'm going
got
to prove
off.
it, and then you're going to get free, and then you're just going to run away. So they did it to themselves.
She got off.
My goodness.
Hey.
Talk about a crooked time.
Alicia Briggs, how you doing? Brian Townsend, Bev Bentley, Steve Jenkins, Sheila Spicer, thanks for joining us today.
Good morning.
Yeah, that's a crazy story, but it was
It
was worth reading. It's like, this looks interesting, but you just wonder. In 2005, I remember this. Robert Blake acquitted of wife's murder. He was the actor in Beretta. Yeah, keep your eye on the sparrow. That was his theme song. Yeah, but the theme song for that show was "Keep Your Eye on the Sparrow."
Yeah,
Beretta was a great TV show. It was kind of. That was called.
What was it called?
Beretta.
So not the car, not the gun.
No,
but the
Beretta,
show.
The show.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. On this day in 2005, after a 3-month-long criminal trial, Robert Blake, star of the 1970s television detective show Beretta, the murder of his 44-year-old wife, Bonnie Lee Blakely. Blake, who was born Mickey Gubitosi in 1933 in Jersey, made his movie debut at the age of 6 in MGM's 1939 movie Bridal Suite. The studio soon featured him in its Our Gang series of short films. After changing his name to Robert Blake, he starred in a 1960 gangster movie, The Purple Gang, and numerous other films. In 1967, Blake memorably portrayed Perry Smith, one of two real-life murders at the center of Truman Capote's In Cold Blood, when the book was adapted for the big screen. As an actor, Blake was best known for his Emmy-winning work as the street-smart plainclothes policeman Tony Beretta in the ABC series Beretta. The show ran from 75 to 78. Blake won an Emmy Award for Best Actor in a drama series at the end of its first season. During his criminal trial, his defense team portrayed the aging actor as a rather pathetic figure and argued that Bakley had a pattern of sending letters and nude photos of herself to famous men and had trapped Blake into marrying her by becoming pregnant. The couple's daughter, Rose, was born in June 2000, and though Bakley initially claimed that the child was fathered by Christian Brando, son of the celebrated actor Marlon Brando, a paternity test proved that the baby was Blake's. Blake and Bakley married that November. Their brief, unhappy union lasted until May 4th, 2001, when Bakley was shot to death as she sat in a car outside an L.A. restaurant. Blake was arrested for murder, and the prosecution produced two former stunt doubles who claimed the actor had recruited them to kill his wife. During cross-examination, the stuntmen were revealed to be cocaine and meth users. In the acquittal of Blake, the jury made it clear they didn't believe the stuntmen's statements. Also concluded that the prosecution had failed to place the murder weapon in Blake's hands. In November 2005, 8 months after the criminal trial ended, Blake was found guilty in a civil trial of intentionally causing Bakley's death. He was ordered to pay $30 million to Bakley's children, and Rose remained in the care of Blake's eldest daughter, Delina. Though he did not testify in the criminal trial, Blake did take the stand during a civil trial to deny the accusations. So I do remember. I liked the show. I did. I forgot that he was on the Little Rascals, our gang. I'd forgot about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That was black and white. Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
I had to go back a step because I was already at the Little Rascals, but I was like, the color version, the
new
movie
version, yeah.
And then you go back even more. Yeah.
Alfalfa.
Spot? No, that's too obvious. Is that right?
I don't know.
Spot, bullseye. I don't know.
I don't know. Bullseye. There you go. What was the dog's name on the Little Rascals? There you go. Yeah, let us know. I can't think of it.
I can't either. I was just throwing out names.
I picture that white dog with the round circle around his eye. Mel Matthews.
Yeah.
Today is News Day. We don't have any guests in today. So right now we're doing Today in History. We're trying to cover a little more area because we've been requested to cover a little more Highland County, and we've been doing that this week. We've been hitting Highland County pretty good, and we don't have anybody. PD, that's it. Todd Blocker
PD.
comes to the record.
I was way off.
Rescue PD, that's right, PD. All right. Baseball owners give Veck the cold shoulder. On March 16, 1953, baseball owners refused to allow Bill Veck to move his struggling St. Louis Browns to Baltimore, which forces Veck to sell the team. Veck was a clown prince among baseball owners, prone to bonehead stunts as well as inspired pranks, all aimed at bringing people to the ballpark and making baseball as entertaining as possible. Veck was born February 9th in Chicago in 1914. His father, William Veck Sr., was president of the Cubs, and Bill spent his childhood soaking up the business of big league management. When his father passed away, Veck dropped out of college and went to work for the Cubs. He planted the ivy that grows on the walls of Wrigley Field before leaving the team and buying the Milwaukee Brewers of the International League. After selling the Brewers for a $275,000 profit, Veck broke into Major League ownership at age 32 when he organized a syndicate to buy the Cleveland Indians. In 1946, the first year as an owner, he put the Indians on the radio, put wandering minstrels into the stands, instituted a babysitting service at the game, and imported Hawaiian flowers to give to female fans at Ladies' Day. Thanks to these efforts, the Indians drew a major league record 2.6 million fans in 1948, up from the abysmal 400,000 2 years earlier. In 1947, the same year, Jackie Robinson became the first African-American player in the major leagues. Vex signed Larry Doby to be the first African-American player in the American League. Vex signed the ageless Satchel Paige, also African-American, to pitch. The additions, along with player-manager Lou Boudreau, second baseman Joe Gordon, and star pitchers Bob Lemon and Bullet Bob Feller, helped the Indians to victory in the 1948 World Series. Vex became a folk hero in Cleveland, having taken a losing franchise to the pinnacle of baseball achievement. So, gives you a little history there on Bill Vex. And he did a lot of neat stuff. I think he was the one, too, that had the midget that would come up and bat so he could get an automatic walk and go to first base. Yeah, he did that, too. Seriously, he had a little person, midget. I don't know. I'm not trying to be.
No, you're fine. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Huh? No, well, yeah, height challenge. There we go. I don't know.
Dwarfism.
Dwarfism, yeah. Let's see. The Scarlet Letter is published. A lot of women adultery type stuff today. You notice that?
You know, do what you do.
Mac Attack, Jason Gamble, Mary Brooks, Jeff Douglas, Kevin Nichols again. He's back with us. The Scarlet Letter. 1850. The Scarlet Letter is published. Nathaniel Hawthorne's story of adultery and betrayal in colonial America. The Scarlet Letter is published. Hawthorne was born in Salem, Massachusetts in 1804. Although the infamous Salem witch trials had taken place more than 100 years earlier, the events still hung, get the pun there, over the town and made a lasting impression on the young Hawthorne. Witchcraft figured in several of his works, including Young Goodman Brown and The House of Seven Gables, in which a house is cursed by a wizard commended by the witch trials.
Oh, good grief.
So, on this date, The Scarlet Letter is published in 1850, just a few years ago.
Just a few.
Well, a lot of people have read it, I'm sure. And there's been movies, I think, too, out there.
Oh, yeah.
Tammy Terrell passes away on this day in 1970. She was a Motown soul singer, part of the duo with Marvin Gaye. Enjoyed a string of 4 straight hits with some of the greatest love songs ever recorded at Motown Records. Sadly, only the first 2 of those 4 hits were released while she was alive. Let's see. Just 6 months after the release of the now classic "Ain't No Mountain High Enough," she collapsed on stage. Let's see. During this period, I heard it through the grapevine was one of the ones.
Such good songs.
Yep. Good stuff. Yep, good stuff. Motown. You gotta like some Motown.
Love Motown.
Let's see. I like Aretha Franklin. I think Motown.
Yeah.
I think Aretha Franklin and the Jackson 5. Is that it for this day in history? That looks like it's about it, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's other stuff, but some of it just doesn't look that exciting. So.
Yeah.
I have to get my water. I forgot I had water down here. Let's go to the Good News Network. So what are you going to be doing next Friday at this time? Sleeping?
Next Friday at this, yeah, probably.
Well, you're still more than welcome to come in.
I appreciate it, but I won't have, I'll have my kids, so, because Bub goes back to work.
Oh. Is he going away somewhere, you said?
Yeah, he's going to San Antonio in a few weeks for a business trip.
You get to go with him?
Well, I was going to, and then I kind of had to weigh my odds and realized that $600 for a flight is not reasonable, considering we took $600 and drove around for a week and a half chasing tornadoes last year.
True.
Yeah. So I was like, I'm going to be, as much as I want to go there, as much as I want a break, I'm going to be an adult and say, no, that's ridiculous.
Well, maybe you can look around. Maybe you get a little better flight price.
Nah. I doubt it. It's Texas. Nothing's cheap in Texas.
Did you hear, talking about flights, did you hear about, United's had a great week with pets. Have you heard about that?
That poor little dog.
That
That
little
died?
dog, they put the dog up in the bin.
Now I was very confused by that. The overhead, is it right where
right.
people
Yeah, right over.
right above the people?
Right.
How
They-
did the dog die there?
They say there's a lot of bad turbulence on that flight. Yeah.
But wouldn't it be? I'm very confused about that whole situation.
Yeah, Kim Sturgeon, how you doing, Kim? Big butt, Big Daddy Holdren is on with us too today. Well, and then what about the dog that the family was going to Texas? I think it was Texas, and the dog ended up in Japan. The dog went to Japan, and the family ended up in Texas. And then I guess they, I don't know, I think they actually got a separate flight for this dog to come back to Texas. That's how bad they felt about it.
Wow.
And the girl, the flight attendant for this one with the little dog, said she didn't realize there was a dog in there, but yet they said the dog was barking for like a half hour in the overhead compartment. So
Who knows?
all this other stuff going on.
That's crazy.
Yeah, Will Wilson, Turbulence. Yep, Big Daddy's on. How you doing, Big Daddy? Teach me, here we go. Here's the thought for the day from the Good News Network. Teach me to appreciate what I have before time forces me to appreciate what I had. Teach me to appreciate what I have before time forces me to appreciate what I had.
It's very
That's deep.
humbling.
It's deep, isn't it? That's
Yeah.
deep. That's pretty. That's a good one, actually.
I like stuff like that because it kind of makes you second look at your life. Like, okay, I realize that now.
Right.
But in human nature, we often don't have a chance to. We get so caught up in our daily issues and our lives, and it's good to reflect on that.
I used to have this thing, and I still have it probably at home. I'll bring it in. I had this in the back of my band room, and it said the five things people regret when they're on their deathbed. So the kids could look at that and
I've read a
read
couple
it.
of those, and it's really sad.
Well, and it's interesting. I just remember one was don't worry about working too much.
Mm-hmm.
A time for yourself obviously was another one. But I can't remember what all that. I'll have to see if I can dig that out, and you could probably just Google it too. Five things
that people regret the most.
Yeah. Well, here we go. 15 years ago today. Now this is good news in history. 15 years ago today, coordinated worldwide peace vigils were held in 100 countries and in more than 6,000 locations in response to the war in Iraq. Okay. On this day in history, the British surgeon Joseph Lister first published his discovery of antiseptic surgery, applying Louis Pasteur's advances and successfully introducing carbolic acid, now known as phenol, to sterilize surgical instruments and clean wounds, which became the first widely used medical antiseptic, 1867.
Wow.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah.
The first FA Cup was played, the oldest football competition in the world, in London, 1872. Robert is on here, also launched the first liquid fuel rocket. Marshal Tito of Yugoslavia visited London in friendship, the first communist leader to do so. The first space docking, Gemini 8 with Agena. Russian space station Mir welcomed the first American aboard in 1955. The UN General Assembly overwhelmingly voted to establish a UN Human Rights Council. And Iraq's new parliament met briefly for the first time to take the oath in 2006. And on this day in 1621, Samoset visited the settlers of Plymouth Colony and greeted them, saying, "Welcome, Englishmen. My name is Samoset." And Samoset is a pretty interesting character in history.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he got stolen a couple of times and learned the English language, and then here the settlers come, and then he greets them in English. You know, it's kind of
Yeah.
Kind of interesting. He was the first Native American to make contact with the Pilgrims, strolling right into their encampment and speaking English. And a Benki tribe member from Maine, he had learned some words from the Englishmen who fished and made a camp on Monacan Island. And on this day in 1926, the great comedian, actor, writer, and charity champion Jerry Lewis was born. The MDA telethons. Speaking of MDA, right now you can go several grocery stores and you can buy a shamrock to donate to MDA. And tonight, I can't remember the hours right offhand. I think it's either 5 to 7 or 6 to 8. You can look this up, but they have a Fill the Boot campaign going on at Washington Courthouse Fire Department tonight, where you can donate, it's just whatever you want to donate. Kids, you can drop the kids there for a few minutes, and the firefighters are going to do stuff with kids. And I think it might be 6 to 8. And everybody that goes through gets a $2 Roosters gift certificate, just $2 off at Roosters. And so that's pretty neat if you want to donate to muscular dystrophy. I think Wayne Turner and his wife will be out there. They will be collecting money for a Muscular Dystrophy Association. Now, again, that's the Fill the Boot campaign in Washington Courthouse. But also, like I said, if you go to some of these stores, and I don't know if the banks are doing it or not, you can pay like $1 for Shamrock to donate to MDA. Yeah. Put your name up on the wall. So
I think that TSC does that as well.
Do they?
For certain things, yeah.
Yeah, there's several groups that are doing it if they want to get behind it. So keep that in mind, and especially if you're in the Washington Courthouse area listening to us, drop by the fire department. Give them a $5 donation for MDA, or $10,
helps.
Wherever your heart leads you, and take care of them there. Take care of them. So let's see. Yeah, we got other people. She has been disciplined by the airline, the flight attendant. Linda Fugate, how you doing, Linda? Ken and Suzanne Oglesby, they're back on. Will Wilson, according to a study reported by Fox, California, has the worst quality of life. That's true. Yeah, we saw that last week. And have you seen they're trying to make new California now? I've just seen this on Facebook, so I don't know how true this is. It's true. Okay, they're wanting to make a new California. Basically, the non-big city parts would be a good way to put it. The rural, more conservative areas, they want to make a new California, their own state, and let the others. And yeah, it's probably true if you think about it, because probably most of the money, the state monies, goes toward the big cities. So if you have your own state and you get state funding, they're actually looking at that. Did you know that? Yeah, they are looking at new California. Actually, we could probably Google that. Let's see if we can find it.
Just seems too much.
Well, they're tyred of some of the stuff going out,
but
out there.
There's got to be a different way.
You don't think a new state would be good?
No.
Rick thinks we ought to just give the west coast to Mexico and build the wall just right up through California. That's what he thinks. What do you guys think? You guys think that's a good idea? Peggy Routson. It is true. Yeah, it is true. New California, and this was in USA Today back on January 16th. New California declares independence from California in bid to become 51st state.
But what exactly are they fighting against?
It keeps saying Travis O'Connor comments on my video.
Is that what it is?
And
all that money is pouring into the wrong places. People are being shot and killed by illegals. But it's not just that. It's all the spending, the
crazy spending they do out there. Yeah, the illegals. Here we go. The founders of New California took an early step towards statehood, and this is back in January, with a reading of their own Declaration of Independence from California, a state they describe as ungovernable.
Oh.
Their solution: take over most of the current-day California, including many rural communities, leave the coastal urban areas to themselves. The current state of California has become governed by a tyranny. The group, led in part by Vice Chairman Robert Paul Preston, declared in a document published online the split would look something like this, per the group. After years of overtaxation, regulation, and monoparty politics, the state of California and many of its 58 counties have become ungovernable. The group said in a statement, citing a decline in essential basic services, including education, law enforcement, infrastructure, and health care. The group, organized with a council of county representatives and various committees, hope to model their split after the state of West Virginia. That's according to CBS, whose Sacramento affiliate filmed the reading in a sparsely filled conference room. California, a state divided. And, Sacramento, San Francisco, San Jose, Salinas, Los Angeles are all in the old California still. But San Diego would be in the new California. So that's interesting. New California, some of the cities would be Eureka, Redding, Chico, San Jose, Fresno, Riverside. But L.A., San Francisco, Salinas, Anaheim, all those would be just regular California. Then we'd have new California over on the side.
That's crazy. That is crazy to me. Did they?
Yeah.
Man.
Claiming the authority of Article 4, Section 3 of the U.S. Constitution, the aspiring 51st state plans to convince California's legislature to split the state before submitting the resolution to Congress. The effort remains to be a clear long shot. A California venture capitalist named Tim Draper sought in 2014 to split the Golden State into 6 parts, including the state of Silicon Valley. It has failed to make the ballot. New California works with regular California state legislatures, won't likely start in earnest until later this year or early next year, organizers told CBS. We have to demonstrate that we can govern ourselves before we are allowed to govern, Tom Reed, a founder, told the network. So that's a true story.
Wow.
It's a true story. So what do you think of that? How you like them apples?
I think that there's a whole clash of opinions and views and cultures and
Sean Poole's
in
on.
California, and nobody's
Maybe
understanding one another at all. It's a big mess.
Yeah, it is a mess. It is a mess out there. Yeah.
That's the situation with diversity, though. I mean, if it moves too fast, then yeah, you're gonna have some situations. You gotta work through that.
But it's not the Civil War. They just want a break. They just want a new state.
Right, but even still.
Yeah, it's not like you're going to be fighting each other.
Yeah.
And it's not over. Basically, it's just over that I don't feel like the people in New California feel like they're not being represented. Mm-hmm. It sounds like to me. So they want to get some new representation. And, what's funny is, even the old California there, the new California looks a lot bigger in land, mm-hmm. but probably is still less in population.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
There's a lot of yeah.
That's true, and that's why we have the electoral college, which a lot of people don't understand, but that's why we have that. In effect, that's 9:57. So, would you like to have any final thoughts here? You're going to come back sometime, right?
Oh, absolutely.
So this is really in her last day, but she just has to figure out when she wants to come back. You going to be available to sub?
Probably
if,
not.
If somebody gets sick or something?
Not through the week.
Not through the week.
Unfortunately.
Bring your kids. That'd be fun. They could play over there. They got a whiteboard over there.
Oh, man. Then you can hear me yelling at my kids firsthand. Whew. That's exactly how that'd go down.
Think they would yell? You wouldn't yell at your kids, would you?
Absolutely. I am a mother. I am not a sister. Is that what they're called?
A twisted sister. No. Their friend.
Yeah.
Let's be your friend.
No, I am not your friend. Like I respect you in a sense, But I am your mother.
So the one that got stamping last night, stamp crazy. What happened there?
Well, it wasn't last night. It was the night before.
So is this child still alive?
Yes, he is.
Okay.
And we had a nice long chat. He's 4 years old, and I had to explain to him, this cannot happen again. We're going to do better tomorrow, and we are going to do so by not watching television all day.
Oh.
They really enjoy watching YouTube and the other kids on YouTube.
Yep.
And so you kind of have to break that. And when they cry about it, that's even more reason to break it. Like, why are you crying over a show? You should not.
But see, Mom was on YouTube today, so he could have watched YouTube today.
Yeah, he probably is with Bob, to be honest.
So you think they're watching?
Oh, yeah.
Well,
So,
you say hi to them. Say hi.
hi, Bray Bray. Hi,
There you
Artie.
go. Yeah.
Yeah. They know. They know what's good and bad.
So now let's see, you had a big birthday here recently too.
Mm-hmm.
What were you, 29?
Sure. We started out at one bar, went to the next. We literally visited a country bar, a senior night. Oh, no. And then senior night, and then we went to
Senior night.
The Mask. Yeah, in the Mask, I tell you what, it was the funnest
Now, what is
time
the
ever.
Mask?
The Mask, it's
What is the Mask? Is the Mask a gay bar?
It
that
is,
what it is?
yeah.
Okay. All right.
but it's also for anyone.
Okay. Right. Yeah. So 1470 West is now the Mask. Okay, and where's that at?
It's downtown Dayton.
Oh, it's in downtown Dayton. Oh, really? He owns all that, huh? Oh, interesting. I've never
Yeah.
been in there. I have never been in the Mask.
It's so fun and it's so gorgeous in there.
Yes. We're talking about gay bars now, guys. It's okay.
They do. Their rave room.
I don't know if I tell on myself here or not, but I've actually been in
So,
70s.
but
Yeah.
have you? But you guys haven't been into the Mask.
Well, I don't go to any bars.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I didn't know where you were going with that. I was like, "What's going on, Rick?" What?
Jim Green, Brandon Ruck, how you doing? Go Dragons.
Yeah, because that is kind of confusing. I can see where that would. Yeah.
Now I'm going to tell you why I was in 1470.
The mailbox.
The
Nice.
mailbox, okay.
That's pretty handy.
No pun intended there,
Nah.
folks. No pun intended. The mailbox.
Really?
Um,
Aw.
Yeah.
Right. Things have changed.
Well, I met a semi-personality there one time.
Are you talking about a drag queen?
No.
What are you talking about?
No.
Semi-personality.
LaToya Jackson did a concert one night, and I got to meet her.
Oh, nice.
Well, I mean, she's not, it's not like Michael Jackson or Janet. Yeah, but LaToya Jackson, I got to meet her.
Neato.
Yeah, it was. That was a fun time. That was a fun time.
I don't know. I had a blast.
Yeah, it's time to go. We appreciate everybody being with us today, and we made it through without any music, which is kind of amazing a little
Yeah.
bit. And we do appreciate you guys joining us, and we'll be back. I'll be back Monday. I think Mary Ann's coming back Monday. Tuesday, like I said, we have from the gay bar over to the Mormons. We have the Mormons coming in on Tuesday.
So many
we'll see.
subjects.
Hey, if we're all about community, we should be having a lot more guests here coming soon because I talked to a lot of people this week, and left them cards and told them to get a hold of me to get on. So
Yeah.
we should be seeing some new faces and guests here, and I'm kind of excited about it. You have the last word.
Well, guys, happy Friday. It was nice spending time with you all over the past few weeks. And have a good one.
Yep. Everybody.